Joining us, our very special guest, Pitt head coach Dave Wannstedt. Dave, thanks for joining us.
Good to be here.
Congratulations. You got the first one in. It's nice to get that first one in, isn't it?
It is. You know, and you guys both know, I mean, you particularly whoever it is, really, but when you're playing someone like Virginia, an ACC team, you know, from the end of last season, that really is the game that's been talked about straight on through spring practice, all the way through the summer, and you really, as a coach, you stand there in front of your team and you say, no, you know, we've got a 12-game season or a 16-game season in the NFL. It's a long season, and all that stuff is true. Right. But everybody's sitting there, and all you've been talking about really for weeks and months and been thinking about is that opener.
Right.
And you know, so to go out there and play good and get a win, it's nice, and now we move on.
Coach, one of the things that was apparent right from the get-go is the speed. I mean, you got speed flying all over the place out there.
Well, I mean, you know, I think you guys are familiar with the type of defense that, I mean, that's all I know. Right. And everywhere we've been, going back to when we started at the Dallas Cowboys, when we left the Miami Hurricanes, and we started moving guys around and making those linebackers defensive ends and those safeties linebackers. I mean, that's it. In 1 year's time, we're pleased. I mean, you know, Tommy Campbell was the fastest kid, as we all know, in the state of Pennsylvania last year. Right. He was a freshman safety. We moved him to linebacker. He's still only about 200 pounds. Doug Fulmer, our starting defensive end, was an outside linebacker, another freshman. He's 230. We put his hand on the ground, and now he's making plays at defensive end. So, you know, it fits more in what we believe in, and you know, we'll continue to recruit this way, and we're going to be a fast football team. I mean, watching a little bit of that game, the Miami-Florida State game, man, I loved it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of the way I see us as we progress through this thing.
Dave, how long do you think it takes to get, you know, the team, you know, the way you like it, the recruiting your style of athlete?
We're going to need. We had a great class last year. We're off to as good or maybe a better start this coming season. We're going to need 3 years, and then I think you'll have the depth. But I'll tell you what's happened. Our senior class, and it's a small class. We only have 12 seniors on our entire football team. These guys and our varsity players, because of bringing in this high talented freshman group, it has created a sense of, hey, you think you're coming in here and taking my job? It has created a sense of healthy competition that you need to get better. And we've got guys now, a couple of those guys on the offensive line are playing better than they ever have, and there's no question it's solely because of the competition.
Now, where did you land the big Oda guy? I mean, that's a big man.
That's Paul Dunn, our line coach. He was he was from Valley Forge Junior College. He's only been playing football 3 years. He averaged 22 points a game in basketball. He is a phenomenal athlete. The shame about that is he's got 2 years to play. You know what I mean? And last night it was funny because you would expect, you know, you're looking around, it's the lights, the camera, the action. I'm looking at all these freshmen, and Paul points to me and he says, no, you realize this is Jeff's first time. You know, up at junior college, the biggest, probably played in front of 5,000 people, maybe. And here he is in Heinz Field, and the lights and TV and ESPN, everything going on. And I just look up to him, and he, you know, it was kind of interesting to see. You assume, oh, he's big, he's fine, he can handle it. But it's a growing experience for him, too.
Dave, your defense, obviously, you could tell. The speed is a huge difference from last year. Now, your offense, the differences that maybe are not as noticeable to the untrained eye. What do you see as the biggest difference from your offense last year to this year?
I think our offensive line, and I as coaches, offensive coaches, we sat down. We had probably too much. We simplified things a little bit. We have to make it a little bit more offensive line friendly. Number one, give those guys.
Good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah, give those guys a chance. Give those guys,
especially for Wolf.
Yeah, give those guys a chance to kind of do some zone blocking. You know, and so we did that. I think the other thing too is Tyler Pelko. You know, I mean, Tyler, you know, that first drive, he goes 7 for 7 and hits 6 different receivers. And the theme all off season, to Tyler has been, from myself and Matt Cavanaugh, hit the open guy. We don't care. You don't have to always hit the big-time receiver. You know, and a little bit of the Larry Fitzgerald was here. I mean, Larry was the offense. You know what I mean? And Larry made all the plays, as an example. Well, you know, we don't have Larry Fitzgerald. We've got a bunch of guys that trust him, get the ball to the open guy, manage the game, and run it. And I think that Tyler, his approach to the game Saturday made such a huge difference. You know what I mean? I mean, he wasn't afraid to, you know, drop the ball off. And, you know, if he continues playing like that and just manages the game and deals the ball around to everybody, we'll have success. There'll be guys step up. You know, we had 2 or 3 guys make catches that we hadn't seen. And these kids, you know, they get under the lights and all of a sudden they grow up a little bit and bam, they make plays. So I think the play of Tyler and our offensive line will be the difference.
What about that wide receiving group you just talked about a little bit? Was it O'Derrick Turner?
Yeah.
The guy just busted one.
Well, you know what? He was the state champ in the hurdles in New Jersey. We've got a bunch of guys on our team that you guys probably played with their dad. Odessa Turner is his dad. Right. Played for the Giants on those Super Bowl teams with Parcells. Conridge Collins, his dad, Tony Collins, was a running back on that New England Super Bowl team.
Right.
Tony Collins. Cedric McGee, the other receiver, that's Michael Irvin's nephew. And so we've
good bloodline.
Oh yeah,
Good genetics there.
yeah, we do. We have some, but O'Derrick Turner can run, and he's 6'4". I mean, he's one of those guys. He's a redshirt freshman. I mean, so he's a guy that Pitt fans will be talking about for several years to come.
Cincinnati this week at home, and so very exciting to build on your first win.
Well, this will be a challenge for us. You know, I mean, last year we were not very good Friday nights. We were not very good when we went into somebody else's stadium. You know, they'll have a full house up there, the students, and if we're going to be a good team, and that's all we've been preaching all week, is we've got to be able to put that one behind us. That's history, and have a great week of practice and get ready to go up there and deal with the elements and all the things that go into a short week and playing on the road. And I think we will. I believe we will because of our leadership. I go back to that, and I think these seniors have done a great job, and they'll have this group focused.
What are you going to have to do to go into Cincinnati and come out as with the win?
Yeah, you know,
You got to shut down.
Last week, you know, we didn't give up any big pass plays for touchdowns. You know, we had the one turnover, and it was an option route, but we were pretty protective with the ball, and our kicking. I mean, when we had field goals to make, we made them. Our punter punted the ball well. You know, we need to go up there and play a clean game. I think, you know, the thing you don't want to do when you go on the road, you guys know this, is go up there and give the crowd anything to get excited about. We got to go up there and play sound football, play clean football, and play, probably most importantly, with the same intensity that we played at last week. That's going to be the challenge for us, coming out of the blocks fast.
Well, Dave, thanks for joining us. Good luck this week in Cincinnati.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.